Hello, hello. This is Jay Chatfield, loving yourself to life. How are you loving yourself today? How are you loving yourself today? I don't know what's on my shirt. Okay, I am got up this morning and wanted to kind of just lolly in my bed. You know how you get and you roll and you roll and you roll around. I just was in that type of mood. I was up this morning and I did a meditation and then I laid back down and I seem to get a lot of insight, of course, when I start my day, or well, that is starting your day at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever, with a little meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it. And I got to thinking about spirituality and the misunderstanding of it. It's kind of a heartbreaking thing when people think that you've lost your way when you've actually found your way. You found your way back to yourself, because most of the time when you're in something else, it pulls you away from you knowing you, the service, the praising of something else outside of your body, outside of you, and it leaves you feeling um disconnected. And I've talked to a lot of people lately, and they have came out of a box of many religions, not just Christianity. I know some people go hard on it because it's one of the most hard pressed ones into your lives today, unless you are, you know, Jehovah Witness or something like that. But it's not to knock it. There are plenty people who know themselves inside of the religion, but it does not teach you that firsthand. I believe there is one, but I'm not knowledgeable on all of them. But I've noticed they said, well, I was talking to God and I just feel like he's not talking to me. I feel so alone. I feel so disconnected. He's quiet right now. I hear that a lot. But the thing is, I'm sorry, my computer is going off. But the thing is, when you choose to go the spiritual, when you choose to go, it's just, I'm trying to choose my words really carefully, but when you choose spirituality, you find that connection again. Well, one, you never lost it. It's just been there, but you have been focused and distracted on other things. So I am telling the people that knew me before how hardcore I was into the religion, and you got to do this, you got to do that. And as I said in my spirituality 101 video, it was no longer working for me. And I found myself in a very, very dark place. And, people told me, oh, well, that's because you put your faith in man and the preacher, and you didn't put your faith in God. Well, I put my faith in God now, which is me. He said he was in me, so we are connecting, and I am in a way better spot than I was during the 30 something years I was just in. I was being told what to do. You don't realize it, but you are. You're being told what to do, how to do it. And like I say, it works for some people. I just wasn't born a sheep. I'm sorry, I just wasn't. And even from, I'm not even going to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry is just not the words to use. I apologize. I'm learning too. I apologize, but then I don't apologize for not being a sheep. I knew I was a goat from the beginning. Um, and somebody's telling me I'm pushed, but I'm supposed to be a shepherd, but we'll see. But I knew from the beginning there were just some things that it just didn't add up to me, but I did it because it was a family thing, and it's what that you're taught. You need to be with the person, and everybody needs to flow in the same spot, which works, which is true, because it's really hard to be um and be understood and intimately connected with a person who does not have the same views, unless they are just so in love with you that they don't really care. And I don't want to skip all around, but I liken it to a person that's in love with a person that does uh um I want to say like a certain, that has a certain addiction. Like, you love your spouse, but they're addicted to food. They're addicted to bad food, or they're addicted to something that you're not addicted to. Or I don't want to say bad food because it's not a bad or a good thing. Like I say, I'm new to this, so I'm getting my mind and my thoughts together. When like a person that drinks and a person that don't. Not saying they get all sloppy drunk and everything, but I don't drink, so it's okay that you drink as long as it's not hurting me, and it doesn't. So then it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's really cool that you do that type of stuff, and we could live a long, happy life together just because you drink and I don't. And I love you. I don't necessarily look at you any kind of way because you drink. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Just something that's not hurtful, a person that's into, and another person that's not. That's how I see spirituality in that. But let me go back to what I was saying. I found myself, um, I began to love myself. I began to understand the things around me a little bit more. I walk outside with my shoes off again. I grew up like that. I let certain things get in my head, or saying that that's not what you're supposed to do, that's not how you're supposed to. And it kind of, I was like, I really want to get back to a place where I'm number one. And it's not, it's never a bad thing to be number one, because I'm number one, I'm able to tap into my three kids in a different way, in a way that I understand their personality. I'm not trying to make them be somebody they're not. I'm not trying to put them in the same box. My husband, same thing. I understand our relationship because I understand the relationship with myself. One of the avenues that I use, tools. You don't Tools are just something that you pick up when you need to understand. Like, if you don't understand a word, you pick up a dictionary and you go and you look at it and you say, oh, okay, that's what that means, and now you can use it in a sentence. Well, one of the tools that I use in my spirituality journey, or my journey here, is numerology. I fell in love with it because it helped me understand why I have the drive that I have in certain times. I would tell my husband, he's a hard worker. He doesn't work hard, he's a hard worker. I know the difference now. But he's a hard worker, and like, we have three kids. They're young, but they're not young. They're in that middle stage now, 6, 8, and 11, and they look for him. They want him there. They are always, you know, saying, where's dad? Is he going to come home? And when he comes home, they are just, to him. So my heart has always been to help him retire early. Now we're going to get into these numbers a little bit. So I want him to retire early because he misses the things with the kids. It just, oh man, I just was like, oh, I wish he was here. And I'm calling him on the phone. Hey, they just got third in the race, and but my kids are just looking around, and when he's there, they perform so much better. Whatever they're doing, it's not mandatory that they're doing. Excelling at a high level or whatever. It's just whatever they're doing. I don't care if they come last, they come over, they acknowledge him first, and then they come to me. But I notice how important, especially, I have two boys, and my daughter really is, yeah, she's a daddy's girl. And I noticed that, and I want him to retire early, and I had the drive to do that. Well, I found out through numerology that I was a 6, that I am a 6. My personality is a 6. And that's because 6 means, the way that I am, the way that I think, is family oriented. everything is family oriented to me. I just want I just love vacations. I love to do things with my family. I want to see them, even the family that we moved away from. I would love to see them more. And I would love to have my kids around more of their family. That's what I think about. And I just thought, maybe I'm on the wrong, because he doesn't want to retire. He believes that hard working is where it's at, but I know it's not anymore. And that's something that I'm breaking away from. Again, that's something that's been put out on the outside. When you do the inner work on the inside, you'll see that work on the outside. So, I found that out through numerology. And then I found out, like, even about my individual kids. I have a kid that's a 3. I have a kid that's a personality 3. I have a kid that's a personality 5. And then I also have a kid that's an 11. And I relate to them differently. I let them do things. I let them do their homework different, their homeschool work differently, because they are different kids. See, so all of that created an avalanche of knowledge of me finding out who I was. You know, I believe, I know that it was the best thing for me to do. I know that looking into myself, understanding who I am, and understanding who I am here to be will cause that infection on my kids, whether they reject it or not. Again, that's their path. Oh boy, that's a different that's a different that's a different conversation. But I'm so thankful that I understand what I'm doing, because when someone comes up to me and they try to tell me who I am, I'm like, nah, that's not what's going on. And you don't have to take everything that you see. I mean, there's astrology, there's tarot cards, there's all types of things that people use as tools, just like the dictionary. That some things just don't it won't resonate with you. It may not resonate with you today, it may not resonate with you tomorrow, but maybe a few years from now it may do that. You just know. So I just take everything for what it is right now in my life, because it's so much information. Same thing with astrology. Some people don't believe there's a difference between a cusp, or a full, a Scorpio, or being with a Sagittarius or a Capricorn, or their best friend Pisces. They don't believe in the water and the earth, and the winds and the air sounds. They don't believe in chakras. But then once that comes up in your life and you need to move forward in a certain way, you will guide you to that thing. You don't have to worry about, I need to reach out to that. I think that's what it is when we come into, and I'm just telling you from my experience, when you come into spirituality, there is so much information that you literally want to take it all in at one time. But just like you learned how to walk, that's how it is in spirituality. You learn to use this at a certain time, and you learn to use that at a certain time. And you go back and you look in the Bible and you be like, okay, that's what I remember. How can I use this now? And you'll get that interpretation. So it's not so much as being closed off, closed minded. It's more open minded and seeing everything put on the earth, everything in the earth, as a learning tool for you. But you are the ultimate vessel of, you're the ultimate vessel. So I've never really spoke on this, but I just got up with this on my mind today. I like to share these in my honest chats with you guys and on Loving Yourself to Life, because that's what it's about. It started with me wanting to love me better because I was overweight. It just took me on a journey, and then I found out that I was stronger in myself. Greater is he that is in me, than I was on the outside. And like I say, that scripture can mean many things to other people, but I I think about it a lot, and I just wanted to put that out there today. I'm so glad that you guys subscribe to my channel. I know some things that I say I've evolved from the beginning. If you know anybody that's looking for that information, have them get in touch with me. You know, it's always great to have a person that you know that's in and going the same way, or that's offering a motivational type of atmosphere for you, because eventually you will begin to motivate yourself. You won't need anything on the outside to do anything for you. You'll find all your answers on the inside. Till next time, this is Jay Chatfield, loving yourself to life. Do something for you on this beautiful Sunday that only you will love. Have a love yourself day.